Hi there, Aquarius. Thank you for joining me for your monthly forecast for February. Now, since the turn of the year, there's been such an emphasis of energy on the most psychological part of your horoscope, and of course of mine. It's possible that you may have at times felt like just retreating back into your own private space. Of course, you can be one of the most sociable, connected of all zodiac signs. But there's another part of you, a more contrasting side, a duality if you like, which can be more reflective, and that has been very strong, and it's going to be strong at the start of this month as well, but things are building up in the background which can see you explode into much more colourful style. Now, the one thing you really have in your locker this month is Mars. Now, Mars is a planet that does need to be handled with real care and respect and consideration. It's right at the top of your horoscope, and it's going to be giving you a lot more thrust and a lot more assertiveness, and it's forging a very, very important link with Jupiter in weeks 1 and 2 of this month. Now, Jupiter, of course, is rewinded in your sector of long-term finances, business, property matters. Not ideal, and that's probably why we're seeing some volatility in the financial markets, because Jupiter is about expansion and Virgo is more about precision and not as such contraction, but it's not a happy-go-lucky influence in the way that Jupiter normally performs, so it's limiting Jupiter's more expansive energies. But this angle between Jupiter and Mars really gives you an opportunity to make some fantastic progress around your worldly aims at the very start of this month. But you have to be tactical, because Venus is alongside Pluto, along with Mercury, at the very start of this month, suggesting that there can be some real machinations going on in the background, some politics, and particularly around your relationships, and trust may be a central factor. Don't necessarily believe what you're told by someone in the first 10 days of this month, because they may be laying on a real slice of charm in order to get something from you. But then again, you could find yourself hugely attracted to someone in a very quiet or discreet way. This may be someone from your past. It could be someone that you've had some kind of connection to before, but it didn't quite work out. Now they can come back into your situation in a very potent way as this month begins. Whether this will be a long-term possibility or not remains to be seen, but it can create some real excitement. And Venus itself is forging fantastic links with Mars and also Jupiter as well. So even if you want to keep your cards very close to your chest in terms of someone that you're drawn to, don't be surprised if you find yourself feeling a lot more amorous as this month begins. Now, there is a new moon in your sign on the 8th, which is an opportunity to showcase your individuality, give yourself some kind of personal makeover, dazzle people with the uniqueness of your ideas. But it is clashing with Mars. So it's just saying you may encounter some opposition. Not everybody gets an Aquarius person. Sometimes you may find that your ideas are so far ahead of other people that they feel actually quite threatened by them. Or the way you come across in some way is very different, and it doesn't necessarily follow the patterns that people are used to. Now, I find that, of course, really refreshing. But it may be that you're going to encounter someone really influential who's much more old school and wants it done their way. So just go cautiously over the following 2 weeks. Once Mercury moves into your sign on the 13th, Venus on the 16th, you're really going to see a huge transition, because all this boiling vat of psychological energies that's been bubbling away in the background for some years now, but particularly over the last 6 or 7 weeks, is going to make way for a much more glorious period where you can really dazzle people with what makes you very different. Don't be surprised if you have more than one person who's interested in you romantically, and you may find that you're coming out of your shell quite significantly, certainly by the time of Valentine's Day, and it could be very, very interesting for you. But the Sun does move on the 19th from your sign into Pisces, asking you to think more about resources. Go careful, because the Sun's combining with Neptune in the last few days of this month, which could make you a bit unrealistic, or too idealistic anyway. So if you are thinking about finances, keep your feet on terra firma. But the link between Jupiter and Pluto suggests that something, as this month comes to a close, that you've been working on behind the scenes for a very, very long time, could start to shape up in a really dramatically important way, which can make you feel so much more secure. Or the full moon of the 23rd suggests that you may have to start again, realign your financial objectives and anything to do with your personal value in terms of how you approach life. But any transformation you go through at the end of February can prove to be hugely valuable. Thank you for joining me. Good luck and goodbye for now.